Hello, welcome to episode 146 of the Epic Film Challenge to 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die. We're going 50 years into the past to 1967 to talk about a little film, literally, called Report. This is an 11-minute short film that was put together by a guy called Bruce Conner, who was, by all accounts, the consummate artist. You know, he did painting, sculpture, photography, films, you know, all this kind of stuff. And this was, I guess, just but one facet of all the things that he did artistically, was to make these films. And I've not seen anything else he's done, but this one was quite hard to find on the internet. I managed to find it after about 3 months of looking. It took a while to find a copy that would actually play in its entirety. I found snippets, but not the entire thing, and finally I got to watch it a few days ago, and I was prepared to not like it. It felt like it was going to be this avant-garde kind of bleh, you know, and I've watched some of those in this series already and have not enjoyed them, and have come under fire for not enjoying them, but this one was actually a bit more interesting. And I liked the editing of it, and I believe he took quite a few years to make this, and it's all about the JFK assassination and the media coverage of it. And throughout the entire 11 minutes, or at least most of it, you have this this running commentary of newscasters at the time who were literally live commenting on on the radio about JFK arriving and you know going along the motorcade, and then oh, something's happened, and oh, you know, there's been shots, we've heard something, and now his body's, well, he's been taken to the hospital, he's been announced dead on arrival, or all that stuff. You get to hear the blow-by-blow analysis and reaction at the time, in real time, of this, well, not real time, but, you know, you hear those snippets of it happening, and it's really bone-chilling. And what we see on screen varies. I mean, there's this shot of JFK in his motorcade driving towards the camera, and then the camera follows him as it goes past, and that shot is just played over and over and over again. And then we just get this, like, once the shots start happening, we get this flash on the screen. I mean, people with epilepsy would have to avoid this because it is just flashing white for like 3 minutes, and it made me look away, and I was just like, oh, come on, you know, really, just to, you know. And I was wondering if that was the point. I was wondering if the point was to just look away from it. Because it made me think, right, and I might just be going too far into it, it made me think that, you know, we had this thing where a president was assassinated, and it was seen, and video footage was found, and video footage was watched again and again. I mean, you look at the clips of him getting shot on YouTube, I mean, they got millions of views, and we're attracted to this stuff. And it made me wonder if it was kind of saying, well, at least you'll look away from this. You know, I mean, if you'll see him get shot through the head, but you know, you can't look at this. I don't know. I felt like that was part of it, like, because I just couldn't look at this screen flashing for 3 minutes, and it made me wonder if it was a commentary on the kind of car crash, you know, must look at kind of mentality that humans seem to just inherently have, or at least I have. You know, I see something and I don't want to look, but you know, it's just one of those things. It might not be. He might just want to have, you know, made people with epilepsy have a bit of a fit. I don't know. Otherwise, it's very strange. But it made me think about that, and I guess that's my interpretation of it. And then we have the kind of countdown clock. You know, the 5, 4, with the circle. I don't even know what it's called. I should know what it's called because I'm into films. But you know, when they count down before the movie starts, the beep beep. The kind of, I forget what it's called. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I've just forgotten it. But you know what I'm talking about, you know, like the 5, 4, and it's got like a cross and a circle. And I've read that is supposed to evoke the sniper rifle, you know, sights, and also the countdown to him being shot. I don't know. So there are these images that are there symbolically, I guess. But I just find it captivating to watch once the flashing had stopped, at least. And then we have this chilling kind of juxtaposition of footage, I think, of him arriving before it happened. No. In fact, no. It's the audio of them announcing that he's arrived in the city and that he's coming along now. But we're seeing the footage of his casket being you know, driven down the road, and you see the flag draped over the coffin. And so that was a really powerful piece of flipping two things and putting them together. And then it gets a bit abstract with this just random imagery like commercials and things, and the voiceover. And it's been rated very highly as this kind of very, you know, deep and meaningful film, and I didn't quite get that from it, but I liked the ideas in it that I got out of it, and I certainly think it's a very interesting film to watch, and again, made during the time where it was still fairly fresh. You know, this JFK assassination is this thing of legend now because they have the footage and because it's been spoofed and you know, talked about for so many years that you just know about it. It's one of those things you learn about in school. It's just it's one of the great you know, big historical moments of the 19th century. I mean, you can debate what's more important, but it was one of the biggest stories. You know. Much like 9/11 will be like that for this century, although I can only cross my fingers that will stay, you know, because who knows what's going to happen over the next 80 odd years. But certainly it's one of those big moments, and it's to see it from the perspective of someone who saw it and kind of used the material that was recorded during it to make this film and to kind of comment on it and comment on the way that it's perceived through the media. I thought was very interesting. If this was a film that had been made now, it wouldn't hold as much interest to me. But the fact that it was made in the 60s, and if it took him 5 years, and I guess he was making it from the moment that it happened, I suppose, the year that it happened, if it came out in 1967. So, yeah, Report, it was interesting. I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, it's a chilling watch. I like the editing, and they kind of, he keeps using that shot of the motorcade coming in, and I like the way that it was edited. It was this hypnotic kind of yeah, it was just weird. I liked it. I just liked the way it made me feel, the way it made me confront the you know, the reality of the situation, because often you kind of just you picture it as a movie almost, you know, but you forget that this was someone who got shot through the head, you know, in front of the world, and it was filmed, and it doesn't show you the footage either, which it easily could have done. And so I like that it kind of shies away from that and maybe makes you think about the fact that that happened. I don't know. And how, you know, that this horrific thing happened, but we had this running commentary the whole way through. And then showing at the end his coffin being driven through with the hopeful and kind of jubilous tone of oh, he's coming into the town now. You know, it was quite the yeah, the chilling watch, I would say. But I want to kind of continue this. I want to kind of delve more into this JFK thing. So what I'm going to do for the next video, hopefully, don't hold me to it, is I want to go and watch Oliver Stone's JFK, which I saw when I was a teenager and very much enjoyed from a dramatic aspect. And I've been reading up on it, and it's getting me quite interested to revisit it. And I feel like it could be quite a long one, but yeah, I want to check it out. Not just the film, but the review. So that might be the next one to kind of tie in with this JFK theme. But Report, it's with merit. It's with merit. It wasn't brilliant, but I really enjoyed how it was constructed, I guess. For the most part, I guess. Is it a film you should see before you die? If you can find it. I mean, it was notoriously difficult to find. But yeah, it's worth seeing. It's 11 minutes. You know, I mean, you watch YouTube videos that are 11 minutes long. This one's almost 11 minutes long. So if you can watch this, you can certainly watch Report. And yeah, I just think it's interesting from being a documentary short film from around the time that it happened. There might be more stuff. There might be something that was made in 1963. I don't know. But for me, it was the first thing I'd seen from that period that was about that. And it was presented in a different kind of way. You know, it wasn't like, on so-and-so, 1963, JFK was assassinated. No, it just showed you, and you heard the voiceover, and I just think it was really well done from that aspect, and it surprised me, it really did, because I wasn't expecting it, especially when that flashing screen started. I thought, oh my god, here we fucking go. But by the end of it, I really appreciated what it was trying to do, so yeah, thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts down below if you've seen it. If you feel like going and checking it out, search for Report 1967. If you find it, watch it, come back, tell me what you thought. If you agree with me or disagree with me, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.